Hello, I'm Mindfiend and welcome to episode 10 of my Let's Play. Now, I've been building the mine with a minecart with the intention of having a minecart chest that I can take into the mine, fill up with resources, send it off back to my base while I carry on mining. And then the cart will ride along and come up this scaffolding and come up to here. This is a minecart unloader, and basically what it is, it's a hopper that's underneath here, and when the minecart gets onto this depowered track it will sit there and items will begin to flow out through the hopper, and as items are passing through the hopper this comparator will detect it, and all this circuitry then is designed to hold the cart here while items are flowing out, but when items stop flowing out it's designed to give a pulse and send the cart back down the track again. So basically the cart will come in, unload itself, and as soon as it's done it will send it back down the track to where I am while I'm mining. That's not really what I want to show you. What I'm going to show you is how to then start sorting the items out. Because that hopper will then feed into, say, a chain of hoppers going to wherever you want your items to be taken to your chests, to your sorting system. And let's just say these come along and we want them to go to a chest. Now let's put another one in, a couple just to bring it out. Let's say here at this end we've got a chest, and that's where we want our items to be sent to. So the cart will come in, unload it down into this hopper, which is pointing down into this hopper, and then these hoppers all point along and move it into a chest. So I can demonstrate that by if I take just these 13 stone and throw them down, the hopper picks them up, sends them along into the chest. Oh, there's my torch. There we go. But what happens if you want to filter some things out? Like for instance, I want to filter out all the bulk stone. I don't want cobblestone going to the same place as my diamonds are going to. Well, you can use redstone to solve that, and it seems like a very complicated process. But actually, once you begin to get used to it, it's not. Let's say I want my cobblestone not to go to this chest. I only want my valuables to go to that chest. Cobblestone I want to come to this chest instead. So all I do is I put a hopper going to that chest and then take some hoppers out. Now the way you do a sorting system is you have where your feed of items flowing. You then want to mark 2 blocks down, and that's where you'll take out the stuff that's being sorted. Here you want to build 2 more down, so you've got a 2 and then a 2. Yes? These are just to show you position, so you can take those away once you've done. And then all you do is you build a cross, actually, with one corner filled in. You see, it's a cross, a plus sign, with one corner filled in, and then take out the middle. So you got that. This side will go to wherever your chest is going. So you can now put a hopper here, facing away from the sorting device towards where you want it to go. Now this is the key hopper. This is the hopper that controls the sorting to a degree. There's going to be 2, but this one, and what you do with this is you put a redstone torch underneath it. What that does is it locks this hopper so that nothing can flow through it. So if I put a cobblestone piece in there now, the cobblestone piece stays there. If I take the torch away though, the hopper becomes unpowered, and as soon as it's unpowered it will allow items to flow, so it's gone now. It's gone to the chest. Oh, there's a piece of wool that had lost into the chest. So when a hopper is powered, it won't pass items, which is what you want. That's the key to the system. It won't pass items if this torch is on. So what we want to do is we want to turn this torch on and off when there is cobblestone to be passed through the system. Right, how do we do that? Well, we do it with a little bit of circuitry that uses a comparator. So, let me just build something so I can walk on. On this top part, put a redstone comparator facing away from the hoppers. Facing away. And then put one more hopper, and this is important. You want to point at the edge of the hopper, hold shift, at the edge of the comparator, hold shift and press that. And you will see that, oops, I've glitched into the block. You'll see that the tail of the hopper is pointing towards the comparator. Yes? Now, we're going to take advantage of the way comparators work. Comparators will give out a signal based on the inventory of the thing they're pointing away from. So this comparator will give out a signal based on this inventory here, these 5 slots. And it will give out a different strength of signal depending on how much of a percentage of that total space is filled. And it does depend on what's filling it to, but it's a bit complicated. I'm not going to go into that. I'll just explain to you that for this comparator to give out a signal, I haven't got a redstone lamp, have I? Well, for that comparator to give out a signal, there has to be an item in this hopper. So let's put one piece of cobblestone in. And now you can see the dust is sparkling. The dust is giving off a signal. If I take the cobblestone out again, it's not. It's dead. It's not giving out any signal. That's good. But we're also going to want to take the signal further than that. We're going to want to take the signal 2 blocks here. So let's try again. If you put one item in, that redstone dust is giving off sparkles. It's active. This one isn't. The power is only going 1 block. It's not reaching this second block. It's not a strong enough signal to go 2 blocks. So how do we get the signal strong enough to go 2 blocks? Well, all we need to do, as I say, it works. The comparator works off like a percentage of the total amount. But what you need to know is that for a hopper, let's put in, if you're stacking stuff that will stack to 64, then the key number you want is 22. So let's put, we've got 4, so we'll also put 18 in here. So all slots are filled now, and there's 22 items in there. But if you look, it's still only giving out a signal that's 1 block long, because that's sparkling, this is not. The tipping point is 23 items. As soon as it gets an extra item in there, one more item, it's now got 23 items in there, suddenly the power can strong enough to go 2 blocks. That is what we want, the difference between 22 and 23 items here. So again, if I take 1 block out, it's only going, if I take 1 piece of cobble out, the power is only going 1 block. Put 1 more in, it's going 2 blocks. So when you're building your sorting system, you want this little row of hoppers. You want 1 hopper below your feed that's pointing towards the comparator that has 22 items in it. That's important, 22. And below that you want a hopper with 1 item in it. This item sort of like controls what comes through thanks to the redstone torch. So all we need to do now is figure out a way to get this redstone torch to turn off when there are 23 items in there. And all we need to do is put a redstone repeater in that gap there and point it towards that front block. So what will happen now is that now the redstone is powering this block that it's sitting on, nothing's happening. But when you get the 2 block signal and it begins to power this block here, the redstone repeater can take that power and it passes it through that block, which will turn off this torch, because this torch is an inverter and it's showing the opposite signal. So because there's no power to that, the redstone torch is on. When there is power to that, it will go off. And I can demonstrate that now by putting in I'll put in some more cobble, and you can watch it ticks down. It's allowed to pass through until it gets to 18 and then it stops. So this has allowed it to pass through. I'll just put the other 7 in and you can see the redstone torch is off while it's on, and then it comes back on again when they pass through. So my cobble is now all in this chest. Okay, but how does that work as a filter? Is that working as a filter? Well, let's try it. Let's go around. And we want to put in, let's put in some stairs and some cobblestone. Now, if it's working as intended, what this system has done is it's held the cart while there's items in this hopper passing through, and then sent it away. And then down here we've filtered out the cobblestone and sent it to that chest, and the stairs should have come along the item feed and be in this chest. So let's have a look. Yes, the stairs are in here, and all my cobblestone is there. That's great. So let me get some diorite and we'll build it again, because the wonderful thing about this is it's tileable. And let me show you. Let's get some diorite and some andesite, etc. I'll just rush through. I'll take a stack. Take a stack of this. It'll actually, you know, I can put the gravel and I can put dirt as well in the system. I'm just taking a couple just to show you. It will have those in it. The most difficult part about this system, once you realise that the magic number is 22 items in that hopper above, the most difficult thing about this system is actually placement. Is figuring out that where your feed is, you need to come down 2 hoppers and then build your plus shape with an upper corner. But this is now tileable, so now I can put something beside it. And I'll put a hopper there. Can I jump to that? Yeah. And I'll put redstone comparator here with 2 dust. So that's all it is. It's a redstone comparator with 2 dust going down a step, a redstone repeater there, and a redstone torch here. Now, I'm going to say I want all my big bulky stone, my andesite, my cobble to come to this chest. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the hopper here, instead of taking it away and putting it into a separate chest for the time being. I'm just going to feed it into this one. So I'm going to hold shift and place my hopper there. So anything passing through this hopper, actually I don't want it going through that way, nope. I want it coming through this hopper, because that hopper is locked thanks to this cobblestone being there, and it's only passing cobblestone. So I need to take it out forwards. Yes, that's right. So then it will pass it forwards into this hopper and into the chest. Now the next part is just to remember to place your hopper above on the edge of the comparator, hold shift and place it so the tail goes into that, and then you place 1 item of what you want in there, and again 18 filling these slots. It's important that you fill these slots, I think. So I'll just put 1 in there and then 18 in here. It makes it very easy to see then if you do it that way. 18 and 1 in each of those. That's 22 pieces. 22 pieces. And because this system is tileable, I can then just redo it again. Repeater, redstone torch, comparator there, and dust on top and there. Then once again, hopper going to where I want the filtered stuff to be taken away to, and this hopper facing into that. The hopper above the redstone torch facing in the direction you want your stuff to be going, and the hopper above facing into the comparator. Again, I'll put 1 diorite in there, and then 18 again. 18. Sorry, 22. 22 per items in there in total. Now, why is this okay to tile? That's the main question. Why is it so good? Well, it's because we're taking advantage of the fact that the hopper is only passing current for 2 blocks. So, if this comparator is detecting cobble flowing through, it will pass out a signal that will allow it to flow at 2 blocks. So why doesn't it activate the other ones beside it? Because the redstone dust is connected, and it's exactly that. It's because, oops, it's because it's only going 2 blocks. So it will pass power to there and to here, or from there to there, but it will not go around to this other block and thus turn off the torch, be detected by the repeater and turn off the torch. It's a little bit complicated, but as soon as it sinks in and you realise that you can actually do so much with this sorting thing. It's expensive in hoppers, and a little bit of redstone, but it's a great system. So now let's try it. So now we're filtering granite, diorite and cobble, and anything else we want to go through the system, let's just say. So only granite, diorite and cobble should end up here. So let's test it again. Here we go. I'm going to throw in a couple of different things. Some cobblestone. I'll throw in some smooth stone. I'll throw in some granite and some of that. Okay. Now, everything has passed through the system. That little pulse you saw was the unloader here saying, right, I've got rid of everything, off you go, cart. That's what it was doing. So, if our sorting system has now worked, in this chest should be all the other items we put in. The stairs, block, the smooth stone. Great. So down here should be the cobble, the granite, and the diorite. And there you go. That is the basis of a sorting system. As I say, the difficult bit, the bit I find the hardest bit, is actually realising where I'm going to build this. And it's actually, if you think about it, it's a 5 tall block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th row above is the hopper feed. This doesn't have to be hoppers. This could be an ice water channel where your items are flowing along it and the hoppers will suck it out of that. I intend to make use of that to save on hoppers, but that's all the topic for another discussion. All you need to remember is that you have your line where your items are passing, and then below that you have 2 hoppers, and then you make your plus with its top square filled in, plus with the top left square filled in. And it's very simple. Hopper, comparator, 2 redstone dust, repeater pointing into this block with the redstone torch underneath. Now I'm actually not going to feed here with these items. I am going to take out the bulk stone, so I'm going to feed it across into here and then have that taken up to where I want it to go. The rest of the stuff will come along the feed there and be taken away. And it's all within the aim of me having the minecart at the end of the tunnel I'm digging, at the end of the branch I'm digging in the mine, and then when I'm full, instead of having to run all the way back and sort it all out into chests, I just run back to the cart, fill the cart comes along, and we'll actually just test the cart now. Let's test the cart. I haven't got anything to stop it at this end, so it'll unload itself, it'll come back, and then it'll come back along. Unless I send it up here, it'll come off the track, yeah. So if I send it up there, it's coming off the track, so it's coming around, yeah. So it'll fill itself up and then come off. Have I got a chest to make a minecart chest? Okay. Now again, I'm going to do the same as before. I'm going to put some cobblestone in it, and let's say I've got some redstone I want to sort. I've got some bit of wool from an abandoned mine shaft, and we've got a bit of diorite as well, a bit of granite as well. Let's put a bit extra in as well, just to show it. And somehow I've ended up with a couple of torches that I don't want, so I send them back as well. So the cart goes away, it gets sent down the right line, it comes back and up the system where it is held until it's unloaded all those items. Those items are being fed out of it by the hopper, and as soon as these last few are taken away, the cart will be sent back down the mine to where I'm working. Come on. Darn it, the pulse wasn't long enough. Oh, that's something I'll fix. I thought I was worried about giving it a long enough pulse, but we'll see about that. But basically the cart... push it, there we go. The cart will go away and back. Okay, I'm glad I tested that. So the pulse isn't quite long enough yet for it to send it going. Okay. But what's happened now is the items have all thrown through our sorting system, and hopefully here are the valuables or the extra items that I haven't got in the sorting system, and my bulk stone has all been filtered away to here. And that's how a sorting system works. Just remember, 2 down, 2 more down, build a plus. So 2, 2, and a plus sign, the middle out. Okay. Well, I hope I hope that helps. At least a little bit. I'm actually going to now dismantle that and have them heading in that direction. So I will want the hoppers facing that way. Hang on, let's put 2. Well, that way, so I can take... I'm going to take the dirt, I'm going to take everything out, all the bulk stuff out, and have it heading off through a feed in this direction to a storage compartment, and the valuables will go through there and up into the other storage system. got to check that again now, see what I've not done quite right with that. It might be just timing. Might have to give a longer pulse. Okay. Right. I hope that helps. Right. Now, this is some of the problems. I'm not a redstone guy at all. That's why it has to be simple for me to do it. But this cart unloader has always worked before. Now, I'll show you. If I just throw the items into the hopper, the comparator comes on while they're in there, and then when they're going off, it comes off and gives a pulse which will launch the cart, which is how it's always worked before. How my cart unloaders on Brocraft work, etc. And it's taken the cobble away. But here's a curious thing. Now I don't know whether this is a glitch or a bug or a change to the system. Let's make a minecart chest again. Put it down. Whoop, no, don't come up there yet. Stupid thing. Trouble is the hoppers can pick it up quicker than I can. Usually. Right, there we go. So, put the cart down. I'll put the 22 cobble in. Now, the old way it used to work was this would go up, sit there, it would come out, and then get sent away. Watch this. It goes up there, seats itself, but the comparator's not detecting the items flowing through the hopper. It does if you just put the items into the hopper, but it doesn't if the minecart is there, excuse me, which is a bit strange. Let me try moving it up a block. It's going to get complicated now. But I wonder... Well, that's not going to give a pulse to it anyway. But let's just see if it can detect the the stuff in the cart anyway. No, that has to stay as a blank piece of track, doesn't it? It can't be a powered one. Otherwise it'll pass power up to the one above. Let's try that, see whether or not it just actually just detects stuff going through the hopper. There's my cobblestone gone. I want to keep using the same stuff so I don't change the results in any way. Very curious. I hadn't heard anything about it being changed. No, see, it's not detecting the stuff flowing through the hopper when the minecart is on it. It's almost as though it's passing it too quick. It's almost like it's passing it too quickly for the from the chest to the hopper. Okay, so let's just throw my items on. And now it's detecting them. That's really strange. So it works, but just not when it's being passed from a minecart. Which means I'll have to redesign how it detects them. Maybe put it out into a chest, detect from the chest, and then send a signal to release the minecart after that. So that's going to take a fair bit of reworking, which of course I'm going to do off camera because it's going to involve bending my mind and but it's a very curious little bug, that, in that it seems as though when it's passing from a minecart chest through a hopper, it's going too quickly for the comparator to detect. Or I'm doing something wrong. Any of you redstone geniuses out there, if you can figure it out for me, then please let me know. Until then, I'll probably try and come up with another system for doing it, which will be huge and bulky. I mean, I had to add the pulse lengthener here to try and solve it, and my pulse lengthener is an amateur one, so it's huge. But yeah, strange. Okay. Well, I'm not sure how much longer is left. If that's the end of the video, I'd say, well, I've been Mindfiend, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you for watching. I hope the first half was of use. And bye for now.